All right. Very warm welcome. As you make your way to your back, any position with the arms and the legs will do for now. We'll do some introductory actions here on the back in a moment or two, but as you get settled, the invitation is to just be comfy. Just experience yourself as you are. The way that your body and your breath and your mind have responded to the week, the changing in the seasons. It's not just the weather, but how dark it's getting so early and how dark it's staying so late in the morning. I know some of you are early birds, what it's like to get up in the dark. Notice what the breath feels like as you receive it, as you let it go. This ongoing experience and relationship to just that, to receiving and letting go. Start to slow the breath, start to smooth out the breath. You can make it a little bit audible to you if you enjoy the practice of Ujjayi. And then my invitation is to do this with knees bent, feet on the floor, but it can absolutely be done with legs a little straighter. You can start with knees bent, feet on the floor. Just check out what that's like and go from there. Bring your hands to the plate of your pelvis. And before you do anything else, just notice the height of your hips. So, we definitely compensate in the body for what's stronger, what's more flexible. See if you can even out the pelvic bones and notice what that does to the sacrum on the ground. And then separate your knees just ever so slightly, but keep your feet on the ground. And then without doing anything in the spine, without arching or rounding into your back, just feel what happens to the low back as you slide the feet away from you. And then kind of give into that by hollowing out the belly and letting the whole low back really connect to the ground. And then keep your cat-ish type shape. Don't do anything with the spine. Drag the feet back towards your sits bones. Feel how that engages your hip flexors a little bit. And then give into that. You can really let the spine arch. And then move through a few rounds of cat and cow, initiating with your feet. So it's really the sliding out of your feet that initiates the cat spine and the dragging in of your heels as you find that cow. Just take a few breaths just like that. The hands on your hip points. For me, what this reveals is like the places within that range of motion that feel really choppy. So more than anything else, what I focus on here is trying to smooth out those motions. You'll be gathering a lot of information about what your body does, and then you can use your breath and your awareness to kind of create this sense of smooth moves, full range of motion, articulations of the spine, and then pause somewhere that feels neutral when you're ready. Take a half of a happy baby with your right leg. Now, from here, you can absolutely let your left leg straighten. We're also different here that I imagine everyone looks really different here. And there's no cue I want to give you except for let this feel really good. So it can look pretty sloppy, pretty lazy. That's totally fine with me. Give yourself this sense of full range of motion, even if that means like straightening into the right leg and bending the knee. It's absolutely fine. Then over the next breath or two, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Send your left leg straight out away from you. Kick through your inner heel and then drag the right sits bone and the left heel towards each other like you were creating this traction. Release your arms wide on the mat like a T, and then send your right leg straight or straight-ish towards the sky. It really doesn't matter to me. Move your right leg towards the left without letting your left leg move and without letting your right hip point pop up. Pause when you get to your stopping point and then really kick through your inner right heel, your inner left heel. Yeah, good breathing. Take a breath in, breath out, stay. Last breath in, and then bend your right knee slightly. Let this turn into a complete supine twist. So right leg all the way over to the left. You can let your hip pop up. You can let your left leg be bent a little bit. Other option is you can bend your left knee and support your right knee with your left. So you just have this pretty traditional supine twist kind of action. And you can nod your head, yes, along the ceiling, just to release any tension in the neck. Take a big breath in through your nose. As you exhale, soften. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. Put your right foot down. Take a half of a happy baby with your left leg. And same invitation here. This will look very unique to you. Explore a full range of motion here. Over the next breath or two, left knee hugs in towards your belly. You can use your hands for a moment. And then really traction the left sits bone and the right heel towards each other so you feel your hip points and your sacrum coming back into that neutral shape. Widen your arms out to the side like a T. Send your left leg straight or straight-ish towards the ceiling. Kick through your inner heels, both of them, so the legs are really active. Keep your left sacrum down. Shift your left leg over to the right and then kick through the heel again. Really feel that outer leg work a lot. Breathe in, soften your jaw, soften your shoulders. Kick through the heels. Last breath in. As you exhale, let the knee bend. Turn this into a supine twist of your choice. So my leg hovers a lot and that doesn't feel great on my hip. They're just supporting that lifted leg, that top leg, by bending the bottom knee. Works out for me. You can do it any way that works for you. And then release tension in the neck by just making a big no sign on the mat, on the ceiling. No, no, no. Come back through center. Take a full happy baby or squeeze. Again, this is totally up to you. It does not matter to me. And then as you rock up to sit, we'll take what I call a modified boat. I'm not sure if anyone else calls it that. So sit bones down on the mat, feet down on the floor in front of you. So they're just hips width distance. Your knees are pointing up. And then if this bothers the tops of your feet, you can work with flexed feet. So your toes are pointing up. Can you see my feet? Okay. And then bring your hands behind your thighs. Shift your weight back a little bit. So you're really tractioning yourself. Drop your ribs down and then bring your hands behind the base of your skull. Let your head really relax into your hands. We're going to flow here. As you inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, twist over to the right, pause. Inhale. As you exhale, tap your left elbow towards your left knee. Oh, inhale, come back up. Come through center, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Tap, pause here for the inhale. As you exhale, tap your right elbow towards your right knee. Inhale, come up through center, lengthen. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, pause, lengthen. Exhale, tap elbow to knee. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, twist left, tap. Now you can start doing this one breath to movement. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist and tap. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist and tap. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist and tap. Last on this side. Inhale, exhale, twist and tap. Inhale, come through center. Dig your heels into the mat. Send your heels away from you. And then squeeze your heels in towards the midline. Keep your knees widening. And then drag your heels away from each other. Feel how that lights up your outer hips. Ooh, good. Bring your feet together to touch. Let your knees widen. Inhale, lift up, up, up. As you exhale, lead with your chin and your chest over the legs. Release your hands. Take a fold. Good sounds. I'm sweating. It happened. It doesn't happen that much when the weather gets cold, so I'm happy to be warm. You can stay here for another breath. You can stay here for another 5 breaths. Your next option from me is table. So whenever that feels right, go right ahead. And if when you get to table, there's something you'd like to do with the legs, I'm always partial to calf stretching. We'll move through cat and cow in a very systematic way in a moment. So as we all meet together here in table, just do whatever feels good for you. As we get to cat and cow today, the option will be to do this with or without a wrist stretch. So if you like to point the fingertips towards the knees, go right ahead. And then make your way into a cat spine. So big arch. Push up into, we're going to stay here. So breathe. Feel your tailbone curl down towards your knees. Let your head hang. Feel that whole stretch of the spine. And then keep cow spine in your middle back. Start to tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling. So your low back is coming into what feels like cow, but you're really resisting that with the upper body. And then when you feel like you can't resist anymore, let that arch of your spine travel into the mid back and the upper back. Lift your gaze. So now you're in a cow. And then as we come back into cat, you'll reverse that. So keep your spine in cow. Start to curl your tailbone down. So you almost feel like there's a moment when your low back is in cat, but your upper back is still in cow. And then when you feel like you can't keep it any longer, let the rounding of your spine come into the mid back and the upper back. Option to release or take a wrist stretch here. We'll do that one more time. From cat, start to tilt your tailbone up. So you're in moving towards cow in the low back, but your upper back's resisting. Let the upper back come last into that cow shape, and then curl the tailbone. So you're finding cat in the low back first, middle back, upper back. Finally, let your head hang, and then just neutral, please. Step your right foot outside of your right hand. Grab your blocks if you don't have them nearby. You can set them towards the top of your mat. If you don't have blocks, you'll just work without blocks, no problem. For this first moment, you can come onto the blade edge of your foot and let your right knee wing out to the side. Just feel like half of a happy baby again. This is a very similar shape. Just explore. Yeah, good. And then bring the whole foot to the floor, please. So feel the big toe ball mound and the outer right heel. Hug the knee in towards the arm, and then drag the right heel and the left knee towards each other. Feel how that really tractions your hips into place. Push evenly into both of your hands. Send your heart forward, but then curl your tailbone a little bit so you're feeling that hint of cat in your low back, but you're still really broadening across the chest. Take another breath in. As you exhale, slowly keep your right foot wide, straighten your right leg. Hands on blocks will be a wonderful help. Half split. Your right toes are pointing straight up towards the sky. You're rocking weight onto the inner heel. And then same thing here. Drag your knee and your heel towards each other. Feel how that sends your right hip crease back in space. And then send your heart forward. Breathe. Good sounds. Inhale, bend back into the knee, plant the foot, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, step your left foot wide of your left pinky, and then just straighten the legs. Take a fold here. Turn your toes in even though your feet are staying wide. Let your head hang. You can shift weight from side to side. A block might be quite helpful here. Put your left hand on the block just under your gaze. Bend into your left knee, send your right fingertips to the sky. And then shift weight into the balls of your feet, into the heels of your feet. Shift your weight left, bend deeper into your left knee. Shift weight right. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Maybe the right elbow bends and you link your fingertips into your left hip crease. Make a big circle with your nose as the guide. Beautiful. Come back to your center, right hand down. Inhale, roll your way up to stand, arms to the sky. Your feet can stay wide, that's fine. Take your right wrist with your left fingertips, lift up and over to the left. Push your right foot down. Think about sliding it away. Inhale through center, switch sides. Take your left wrist, lean up and over to the right. Think about pushing into your left foot so far to the left that you feel more of a stretch through your left side body. Inhale, come through center. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, wide stance, look up halfway. As you exhale, soften the knees ever so slightly. Step your feet back to plank. Breathe here, inhale. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. And then bend your knees to just hover off the mat. Push into your hands. Send your heart forward. Curl your tailbone down towards your knees. Send your seat towards your heels. Push your hands forward and away. And then straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Let your head go, let your neck go. Pedal out the feet. Inhale, ripple your way forward to plank. Look forward, exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck your toes. Keep your hands at your low ribs. Press all 10 toes down into the mat. Inhale, float your chest up. Baby cobra. Think about sliding your hands away from you. And then look over your right shoulder. Inhale through center. Exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, lower your forehead to the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck your toes. Push yourself back to child's pose. And inhale your way up to table. Step your left foot wide of your left hand. Adjust your right knee as needed. And then, like half of a happy baby, you can rock onto the blade edge of your left foot and just kind of explore. So the more I lean over to the right, the more I start to feel this in my right, like deep psoas, deep hip flexor. Oh. Anywhere you feel things is right. We're all so different. Put your left foot on the floor, please, and drag the knee in towards the outer arm. Plant through the whole left foot. So the big toe ball mounds down, the outer part of the heels down, and then squeeze your heel and your knee towards each other so your left hip crease starts to slide back. Send your heart forward. Breathe here. It's pretty active. And then as you exhale, we're turning this into a half split. Shift your hips back towards your right heel. Straighten your left leg. I have to adjust. I'm long. I'll let the weight rock in towards your inner heel. The toes are pointing straight up towards the sky. And then again, drag your left heel and your right knee towards each other so you feel your left hip crease tack back and your right hip crease roll forward. Then send your heart forward. Oh boy. Breathe in. Soften your jaw, soften your shoulders as you breathe out. Last one, breathe in. Stay for the breath out. As you inhale, bend back into the knee, tuck your right toes, step forward, wide stance again. Fold into your wide stance. Right hand to a block just under your gaze, bend into your right knee, keep your left leg straight, left fingertips to the side as you peel your chest open to the left. And then rock, weight to the balls of your feet, weight back. Bend deeper into your right knee as you shift right. Push off the right leg as you shift left. Few more breaths here. Maybe it's a half wrap shape with your left arm. We took an IT band stretch on our back, so it's that same outer line of the leg. Good, release your left hand down, inhale, roll your way up to stand, arms to the sky. Start with a lean to the right this time, take your left wrist up and over to the left. Slide your feet away from each other, feel that fires up your glutes, inhale through center, exhale, lean over to the left, feel that right side body stretch. Inhale through center, exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, wide stance, halfway lift. Plant your palms, bend your knees, step, step back, plank pose again. Notice the mat, the color of your sticky mat between each and every finger. Push into your hands, roll the eyes of your elbows forward. Send your heart forward, soften between the shoulder blades. Draw your belly in, feel the tailbone curl towards the heels. Kick through your heels, breathe. As you exhale, soften the knees to hover. Inhale, let your belly drop, let your heart lift, and then shift your seat towards your heels as you make your way slowly to down dog. Breathe here, inhale. And exhale, hug the arm bones towards each other. Inhale, ripple forward, plank pose. Exhale, lower slowly to the belly. Untuck your toes, inhale, baby cobra. Keep your inner hands heavy, slide the hands away from each other to feel the front of the chest broaden. Exhale, lower your forehead to the mat, take an inhale here. Exhale, child's pose or down dog right away, you choose. If you're in child's pose, take your time. Use your inhale to rock up to table and your exhale will all meet in downward facing dog when you are ready. Your down dog can be this very still shape, very static, or it can be more of a dynamic exploration of what it's like to live in your body this morning. Last breath in here. Look forward. Walk or step your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift from here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, little bend in the knees as you rise to stand, arms to the sky. Exhale, carry the hands together in front of your heart, bow your chin to your chest. With eyes closed, just breathe. Connect time and time again with your experience. This internal world of sensing, feeling, seeing what's only visible to you. Knees bend, arms rise, come to chair pose, please. Now feel in your upper body how you can lift the chest and almost take like a cow spine, but at the same time curl your tailbone down so you feel that cat action in the low back. Shift weight back into your heels so you can see your knees, and then think about sliding the heels away from each other. Feel how that lights up your outer hips. And then without moving anything, slide your heels in towards each other without letting the knees come in. So widen the knees, breathe in. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, hands to shins, find your flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to plank pose. Yogi's choice, lower to the belly for baby cobra or lower halfway for chaturanga. Inhale, up dog from chaturanga or baby cobra from the belly. Exhale, roll over The knees and the toes, child's pose to table to down dog, or right away to down dog. Breathe in. Step your right foot wide of your right pinky. We were here already. Soften your left knee down. Keep your left hand on the mat. Climb your right hand up onto your right thigh. Push into your left hand. Lift out of your left shoulder. Also use a block here, not a problem. And then before you do anything with your right hand, think about sliding your left hand to the left. So this is how that sets the shoulder onto the back. Push your right hand into your right thigh. Push the thigh forward. And then roll your right shoulder back for this really deep twist. As you're doing that, hug the knee and the heel towards each other. Breathe. Good, last breath in. As you exhale, fullest expression of twist. Activate arms and legs. Oh. Inhale, unwind, grab your blocks. Push your right leg straight. So back to that half split. You can curl the toe up. Hug the knee and the ankle towards each other. Keep your left hand down. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease. With your thumb, slide the hip crease back. With your left hand, push away and twist here. Keep your toes curling in. Maybe right arm to the sky here. Oh, breathe in. As you exhale, right hand down, bend into the right knee. Step your left foot forward, wide of your left hand, your back in your fold. Good. Toe heel your feet towards midline. Keep them hips width distance. That will be kinder for everyone. Inhale, look up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, knees bend, arms rise. Exhale, hands behind the base of your skull. Breathe in. As you exhale, twist right. Keep your knees level. As you exhale, tap your left elbow towards your left knee. It won't touch. Inhale, come through center, unwind. Exhale, twist left. Right elbow taps towards right knee. Inhale, come up through center, one more each side. Exhale, twist right. Tap elbow to knee. Inhale through center. Keep your legs active. Exhale, tap. Inhale, come through center. Arms to the sky. Breathe in. Last one. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift from here. Exhale, plant your palms. Step just your left foot back to a lunge. Spin your left heel down. Climb your right forearm onto your right thigh. Left fingertips float up. Extended side angle pose. Squeeze your heels towards each other. Oh, feel what that lights up. And then slide your heels away from each other. Feel what that lights up, the outside of your left lateral line. Heels in, heels away. Straighten your right leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your right foot. Spin up onto the ball of the left foot, right leg to the sky. Down dog split. Squeeze your heels towards midline here. Bend your knee, heel towards sits bone, and then circle the knee in towards the belly. Widen it to the right, make a big circle. Switch directions. Good, right foot down, meet your left foot. Inhale, ripple forward, plank. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby C. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps wide of left little finger. Soften your right knee down. Right hand stays on the mat or comes up onto a block. Either one's totally fine. Push into your right hand. Feel how that lifts you out of your shoulder. Slide the right hand isometrically to the right. Climb your left hand onto your left thigh. Push down and away.
left hand into left thigh, like it's a sliding action. Big twist in the low belly. Keep that. At the same time, hug your knee and your heel towards each other. Oh, that puts me deeper in. Keep breathing. Last breath in. Stay for the exhale. Fullest expression of twist. Inhale, unwind. Hands to blocks for sure, if you have them. Push your left leg straight. So the toes wag up, that's fine. We were in this variety of a wide half split earlier. Keep the inner heel heavy, and then climb your left thumb into your left hip crease. As the knee and the heel squeeze towards each other, your thumb kind of guides the hip back further in space. Push into your right hand, slide the right hand away, maybe left fingertips to the sky as the chest peels open. Big IT band stretch. Yeah, good sound. Keep squeezing the heel and the knee towards each other. Weight is in the inner heel, toes are pointing up. Yes, last breath in. Stay for the exhale, twist. Inhale, unwind, hand down, knee bends. Tuck your right toes, step wide. Straighten the legs and fold. Toe heel to feet towards the midline. Hips width distance will be just fine. Inhale, find a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Knees bent, arms rise, Utkatasana, chair pose. Now, as we take this twisting flow again, feel the feet and the knees be very stable. Hands behind the base of your skull. Lift up, lengthen. Exhale, let's start with a twist to the left. Notice if your right knee's coming forward. Exhale, right elbow toward right knee. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, twist right, tap left elbow to left knee. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, twist and tap. Inhale, up center. Exhale, twist, tap. Last one. Inhale, stay here, arms to the sky. Feel that cow spine in your upper back, cat spine in your low spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, palms plant. Step your right foot to the back of the mat. Spin your right heel down, climb your left forearm onto your left thigh. Right fingertips float up. Extended side angle pose. Now from here, this is all isometric. Squeeze your heels in towards the midline. And then slide your heels away. Inhale, heels towards midline, squeeze. Exhale, slide them away. One more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, push your left leg straight, reverse your triangle pose. Exhale, warrior two. Active, an active warrior two. Feel your tailbone curl down. Be energetic through your fingertips. Last breath in. Exhale, hands to the mat. Frame your left foot, left leg up and back to the sky. Bend your knee without opening your hip. From down dog, hug your knee in toward your belly, and then widen the knee towards the left, like the start of a circle, and then keep going. Switch directions. Left foot down to meet the right foot. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, belly or chaturanga. Inhale, breath in for a back bend. This presentation of your heart. Exhale, we're gonna meet in dog. You can always pass through child's pose, no problem. We're getting there. We have two more little flows before we take it down. There will be more core work. Okay, from downward facing dog, please, my friends, inhale, right leg to the sky. Hug the legs towards midline. Squeeze your right heel and your left heel towards each other. As you exhale, coil your right knee towards your nose, shift forward, and then tap your right elbow, your right knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, up and back, leg to the sky. Same thing. Right knee, left elbow. Keep your right waist, your right hip lifting. Inhale, up and back. Oh, last one. Exhale, knee to elbow. Squeeze. Inhale, up and back. Listen, as you exhale, knee to belly. Lower your right shin to the mat. So you're in like half of a table. Float your left leg to the sky. Bring your right hand to the plate of your pelvis and really see that your right hip and your left hip are reaching up evenly. Your left leg's floating. Kick through your left inner heel. Send your right arm forward. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Inhale, lengthen arm, lengthen leg. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Avoid dumping in the low back. Inhale. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Inhale, lengthen, pause. Exhale, right elbow down. So right forearms down. Now you have to do a lot of work to lift your right side body. So push into your right elbow. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. My right butt's burning. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left elbow down. Left toes down. Step right foot back to meet left foot, forearm plank. Squeeze your toes in towards each other, and then elbows and toes squeeze towards each other. I shake when I do that. Inhale, slide your elbows and your toes away from each other. Heart moves forward. Exhale, squeeze everything in. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, slide away. Exhale, Sphinx pose. Thighs down, pelvis down. Untuck your toes, breathe. From here, take a breath. Just catch your breath. And let's make this not necessarily active, just very engaged. So push into your elbows, lift out of your chest, out of your shoulders. And then just kind of like we did in that twist, feel what happens when you slide your elbows away from each other, even though they don't move, how the chest really broadens. Look over your right shoulder. Come through center, look over your left shoulder. We'll do that one more each side. You're welcome to bend your right knee as you look over your right shoulder. You're welcome to bend your left knee as you look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, keep your chest lifting. Slide your hands back near your low ribs. It looks like a baby cobra now. Exhale, we'll meet in dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to right triceps as you shift your shoulders over your wrist. Keep your left waist, your left hip lifting. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, tap. Inhale. Last one. Exhale, knee taps elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, knee to belly. Shift forward. Half table. Let the shin come down. Keep your right hand down, left hand to the pelvis. Now engage your belly. We did this opposite on the other side. Engage your belly without letting your low belly sink. Lift your right leg off the mat. Oh, it's so different. It's different, right? Okay, when you feel pretty stable there, send your left arm forward. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee and elbow tap. Lengthen, last one. Left elbow down, the forearms down. Your right elbow will bend a little bit, that's okay. Keep pushing into your left elbow to lift out of your left shoulder. And then right knee taps right elbow. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. Right elbow down, so you have that Sphinx setup. Settle your right toes to the mat. Step your left foot to meet your right foot. Forearm plank. Curl your tailbone down. Send your heart forward. Breathe in. Hug your elbows in. Send them forward, forward, forward. Knees down, thighs down, toes untucked, Sphinx pose. Breathe here. Come all the way down onto your belly and your forehead. Let your hands slip along at your sides. Push down into your hands. Inhale, float your chest. Slide your fingertips a little bit closer towards the hips so the elbows bend, and then squeeze your elbows towards each other. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Push the back of the head into like an imaginary pillow. And then float your legs. Squeeze your legs in towards the midline. Breathe. Exhale, lower everything down. Make a pillow for your head with your hands. Rest a cheek. Rest the other cheek. Turning your head through center. We have one last little bit. It's not going to be as intense as it'll be intense in different ways. Make your way back to down dog. Last time on this side to transition. Oh, feeling good, feeling good. Inhale, right leg to the sky. As you exhale, right knee taps left tricep. We've been here before. Now look to the left. Send your right leg straight so you're on the blade edge of your foot. Pause, please. Do not spin your left heel down. Hug your heel and your toes towards each other. Oh, yeah. And then to the best of your ability, this might not work out for everyone, lower your hips to the mat. Now, you can be the judge of what's happening in your left foot. So my toes are still tucked, but it's definitely not pretty, but it'll keep your ankle from sickling out. Now, push into your hands, lift up through your chest. Push your right hand down and away. So your right hip is sliding back. Your left ribs are sliding forward. You can stay right here. This is one of my favorite twists. Or you can come down onto your forearms like Sphinx pose, which actually makes it a little less intense. Push into your right elbow. Still, send the elbow away. Feel that rotation in your rib carriage. Let's take 2 more breaths here. So it's actually more intense if you're on your hands. So you choose. Good. And then we're going to make a simple transition from here. So if your left heel is still pointing up, just spin it down. If you're on your forearms, come up onto your hands. And then turn all 10 toes up through center. Come to sit flat on your bottom. So you're in a wide-legged fold facing the back right-hand corner of your mat. You don't have to even shift that much. So if your hamstrings don't allow you to sit up straight here, bend your knees quite a bit to sit up straight. And then bring your hands to the base of your skull. Toes are pointing up, whether your knees are bent or straight. Lift up through your head. As you exhale, twist to the right, pause. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, twist. As you exhale, tip your elbow towards the midline. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, release your hands. Bend your right knee. Bring your foot inside your left thigh. And then fold right inside the leg. So keep your left foot somewhat active. Like the inner thigh is still spinning towards the mat. Your toes are pointing up. Keep the leg active, but you can start to let your spine round. On an inhale, come up onto your fingertips. Look up halfway. Send your shoulders down your spine. Crawl your right hand towards the top of the mat. It'll be somewhere outside the hip. Spin your left toes down. Push into your shin and your foot. Left arm circles up and overhead. Maybe even grabs onto the base of your skull. Give yourself something to lean back into as you take like a half of a rock star. Oh. Push your right hand down and away. Give yourself all that space in the right shoulder. And then as you exhale, look down, left hand to the back of the mat. Awkward or not awkward transition. For me, I ended up pretty square, but I've had weird ones. Option for vinyasa or no vinyasa. We're gonna meet back in downward facing dog. It's the last one for before we start cooling down. So wherever you are is right. From down dog, let's just get right into it. Left leg to the sky. And then left knee taps right tricep. Look to the right. Shoot your left leg straight out away from you. Come onto the blade edge of the foot. Pause. Look forward. And then squeeze your heel and your toes towards each other. Huge IT band stretch. And then come down onto the left hip. Do what you can to keep your right toes tucked. If this is way too intense for you, come down onto your forearms, no problem. And then with your left hand, push down and away. So you feel that big stretch that you felt when the knee was here. Your right ribs are really rotating forward. Do whatever you can, right? The breath is the best judge of all about where you are in relationship to your edges. So if you're finding yourself, oh, a dog. Robbie, is the dog over there because it thinks you're in distress? That's another good gauge, your breath and your dogs. So last few breaths here. Make them full, make them smooth. Good. And then we're going to transition to that wide-legged forward fold. You don't have to be even on your mat. Wherever you land is 100% fine. So again, if your inner groins or your thighs don't allow for you to keep your legs straight, you can accommodate that by bending the knees and then giving yourself a lot of room to sit up straight. So wherever you're working is great. Hands behind the base of your skull. Lift up. Let your head kind of rock back into your hands so you're not pitching forward. And then exhale, twist to the left. So you're really using just the core here. As you exhale, start to tip your right elbow between the legs. It's so much harder than what we've done. Inhale, come back through center. Release your hands. Bend your left knee, foot inside your inner thigh. Keep the right toes turning up, the right inner thigh wrapping down. And then walk your hands inside your leg. So not framing the right leg, just inside. And do what you can to keep your right sits bone grounded. Mine doesn't really want to ground on this side. It was fine on the other side, but we're different side to side. So if you are interested, if you feel like it, you can play with that isometric action. I didn't have this issue on the first side, but I'm having it now. But I know that if I drag my right heel back towards my seat, I'll get more of my right sits bone down, more of that engagement. It's that isometric action. It works the same in every relationship to gravity. It's pretty cool. And then come up onto fingertips. Find a long spine, that halfway lift. And then sweep your left hand towards the top of your mat. Set up for a rock star pose. Spin the right toes down. Push into your shin and your foot. Right arm circles up and overhead. Maybe even the hand comes to the crown of your head or the base of your skull. You give yourself this support, this something to lean up and into. Yeah, feels good. As you exhale, release, right hand down. Spin up onto the ball of your right foot. Down dog, last one. You can also skip it. And then let's all take a child's pose whenever you're ready and thread the needle, right fingertips to the left. Come down onto your right shoulder, your right cheek. Switch sides. Come back through center. Very slowly, very lazily. send yourself forward onto your belly. We'll take a chest stretch before we do some final hip openers, a restful back bend, and a shavasana. So goal post the arms. Elbows are in a long line. Left fingertips underneath your left shoulder to just spin yourself onto your right side body. And you can bend the knees. We certainly don't need any more twists today that I know of. And if you want to make this active and more intense, tent up on your left fingertips. And then just like we've been doing, kind of slide the mat away from you. And if you're like, that actually feels horrible, it's too much, make it really passive. Use your breath as that all-knowing, ever-present guide of when enough is enough. Last breath in here. As you exhale, use the whole breath out to come back through center. And then look over to the right and switch sides. Good. Come back through center. Just feel what you feel. Now, from here, I am going to offer hip openers. If pigeon works for you and you love pigeon, you can shift back into table and set up a pigeon from table. If pigeon aggravates your knees or your hips for any reason, flip over onto your back and take a thread the needle or like a figure 4 variation on your back. Totally doesn't matter to me. Whatever works for you is great. And if it's that figure 4 variation you're taking, you can absolutely turn it into a twist to like drop your right foot over to the left. Do what gives you the right amount of sensation in your hip. And I'll be honest, sometimes pigeon works for me, and sometimes I get there and I'm like, this actually isn't doing for me what I want it to today. So yoga and life is just this this game of trial and error, right? And the best thing you can do for yourself is really detach from like what things look like. And one of the conversations that comes up in my house all the time is the idea that we need to only be neutral about stuff when we're feeling crappy about it, right? Like the idea that this too shall pass. The harder thing is to be equanimous, to understand, to detach from feelings of like being awesome. And yoga philosophy more than anything really emphasizes that equanimity away from any extreme. And I think this is where the social justice piece comes in, that we need to be equanimous. We need to understand that privilege is just as much something we need to think about with equanimity than like oppression. So as you sit into your hip opener, just take a few breaths without creating a hierarchy. Just have 3 more here. 3 more breaths. Detached from whatever your shape looks like and attached to why we bother to do the things we do. right, to create union. And then when you're done, when you're complete, and it's all over, you'll come out of whatever shape you're in. So if it's pigeon, hands to the mat, you can absolutely come to a down dog if that's your choice. If you were on your back, just come back through a neutral position. Feel the difference for a moment, side to side. Oh yeah, good sounds. And then switch sides when it makes sense in your body to do so. And just breathe. Right? Equanimity, equality. Relax the parts of you that you can access. Relax what's not essential in this moment. Take your last few breaths here. Breathe through the discomfort that stands in the way of your intentions here. If you're in pigeon, make your way up and out. If you're on your back, make your way up and out. If you were in a pigeon orientation, we'll meet those who are on their backs. So any way that makes sense to you. So final back bend option, it's early in the morning, or it's early in the day, I should say. So we did some forward folding after that wide-legged situation. So we're not going to do too much more forward folding. The energy of the day invites us to invigorate ourselves for the heat of the sun cycle. So supported bridge pose is always an option. We did do a lot of twisting, prepares us for back bending. So if you're more interested in something active, let's just do one active back bend before we make our way down. So I'll start with bridge. And if you're feeling a wheel, you can pop up to a wheel. On your back, bend your knees, put your feet on the floor. And then slide your heels away from you to find that cat spine situation. From there, curl your tailbone towards your knees and lift your hips up off the mat. Bend your elbows, push the backs of your arms into the ground to lift your chest up. And then if you're feeling good in your bridge pose, bring your palms to the mat alongside your ears. And then widen your hands so that they're as wide as the mat. Push into your hands. Rest on the crown of your head just for a moment. Feel what that weight distribution is like. And then from there, you can push your arms and your legs straight or straight-ish. Keep the toes turning in. And wherever you are, breathe. Take one more breath if you can. You can always come down before this is too much of a labor. When you're ready, start to lower if you haven't already. If you're in supported bridge, enjoy. If you did something active, walk your feet wide, just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Yeah, very good. And if you did something active, it might feel nice to take a final supine twist. If you didn't take something active and supported bridge feels like a wonderful place, stay there. You did plenty of twisting. You don't need to neutralize your spine after a very passive back bend. So you have a choice, as always. Sorry. And then over the next, let's say 10 breaths, you've got plenty of time. Start to finish up whatever will make your practice feel completely complete for this morning. Use whatever props you have, use whatever warm layers you have lying around to create a shape of Shaba, the corpse, for your final rest. When you arrive in a place of comfort and warmth, take a big breath in through your nose for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your mouth, sigh out, just let the whole breath go. Good sounds. If you'd like to do that again, you're on mute, so we can't hear you. You can do that one more time. You can do that many more times. And your Shavasana doesn't have to look like anything. So if you're not quite ready for stillness and you want to keep moving around, maybe the head, that's fine. The feeling tone of your Shavasana is what I always want to emphasize, that feeling of effortlessness, that feeling that you don't have to try very hard to do anything right now. Just stay as you are for the next few moments of your day. Start to deepen your breath. Receive a deeper inhalation through your nose. Just observe as your awareness returns and you become aware of your awareness once again, this like meta experience. Without any sense of rush. Move your fingers, move your toes, turn your head from side to side. Just reawaken very gently, very sweetly. And eventually start to make your way up to a seated position. Any seat will do. Gather your hands together in front of your heart. When you get there, bow your chin into your chest. Just offer this quiet reverence for the time that you have to spend on your mat and for all of the truly incredible things that you are able to do physically. And as you bow to yourself, I bow to all of you for showing up here, for creating this space together. It's so much of a pleasure of mine to be of service to you. A wonderful day, my friends. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.